hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Today we have with us Mr. Achal Goel. Achal is a senior consultant at GEP Worldwide and is a 2021 batch alumnus of SJMSOM IIT Bombay. Thank you so much, Achal, for taking out time out of your busy schedule to interact with us.
Yeah, thanks, Piyush. Thanks for this opportunity. I'm glad to be here.
So, Achal, let's start 3 years back when you had just given CAT and you were applying to B schools. So, how did you go about choosing your B school and what did you like about SOM?
Yeah, frankly, I wasn't planning earlier in the first place to give CAT also, but in my final year, I could make out that coding is something which I don't want to do long run. I was quite okay at it, but I will say that I wanted to get into the broader side of the things. So I gave CAT while I was in my final year, and got a good score luckily. So yeah, I did apply to a lot of colleges, and I had some three or four good options by the end, not earlier, because me being a fresher, it's really tough to get into a B school, and a lot of people count on that. So yeah, SOM was actually great because they had a good component for the percentile, and the legacy has been there. A lot of high percentilers make it to this college, also some of the other colleges out there. I particularly wasn't very sure of, like, I was confused between two or three options, but I was like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, but I also want to do this in that manner. So there were very few colleges who actually gave you that flexibility where you don't have to choose your domain right at the start. So I wanted to explore all the domains out there in my first year and then make a choice accordingly in the second year. So that time SOM was a really good call. I converted this college pretty late, but in the wait list, but I was lucky enough to get in, and I was really happy, and I still applause one of my decisions, one of the best decisions that I've made so far.
That's great to hear, Achal. So, how was your interview experience at SOM? Do you remember any of it, some moments of that interview experience?
Yeah, it was truly the best, man. And I went to so many colleges, the admission process and the admissions team back in our time. So I was also part of the admissions team. And unfortunately, you guys must haven't seen the process that SGM hosts for all the candidates every year. But it is one of the best processes out there in the country. The team is so nice, the process is so nice, and the interview experience in itself is actually very great. So I had like three or four panelists, and they were super nice to me. One was the domain expert, and the others were from different fields, alums from our college. And yeah, overall, it was a, I guess, 40-minute interview, which went from all the length and breadth of questions. But it was truly a good interaction, I would say. And by the end, I was pretty happy with how it went. So yeah, all in all, it was very good, and nothing specific. I remember where anything went bad. The process was nice. The people were nice. Everything was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Even for us, even in the pandemic, we had a online platform. It was sort of a gamified experience for us. So we had to go to the lobby and we had to go to the interview center. So it was a very gamified
Yeah.
experience, and it was quite amazing even for us. For those of us who gave the interview in this COVID times.
Yeah, I did see that, and a really good job on that front, because when we hosted it, it was a proper physical experience where people come in, they write their VAT, they go for the interviews, like that.
Yes. So, how was your 2 years at SOM? So, are there any memorable moments that you would like to share? And in general, how was the life at SOM?
Life at Som is actually really great. First of all, the IITB campus, it's so huge, it's so beautiful that you'll fall in love the moment you step into the campus. And you be a sports enthusiast, or you be a dancer, singer, one who has a startup idea and really has a zeal to make it big. You have all the resources literally out there in the world in the IITB campus. So that was the really great part. And be it academics, be it exams, be it playing, I have seen it all in 1 year. Unfortunately, we were not there in the campus for the second year because the pandemic broke out. But yeah, it was really fun. And we have had our highs and lows in that journey, and we danced together, we laughed together, we in fact went down emotionally at some point. But yeah, it was truly a memorable experience, and I miss that till date. So some memories, I would say we did a very good video with our seniors as part of some bonding exercise. So we danced on a track, on a Bollywood track. You must be seeing that video on Facebook out there. And I guess Somskriti was the club that organized that initiative. Then we celebrated festivals together. We had a very good Makar Sankranti celebration. We had an amazing Holi in the Hostel 15 campus. And yeah, we used to go out together a lot on dinners, cafes, get-ups, and we had our teams, clubs all coming in. Then there was alumni meet. That was a very good experience. I saw that post few days back. It happened virtually this year, but it was a very good thing at our time. And I've had some good memories outside the IDB campus with those folks as well. So I have a very sweet memory. I was driving to Marines. We were going to Marines in an Ola Uber one day, and we realized in the middle of it that the driver was drunk and the car was going left, right, and we felt that we had some negotiation with him that okay, you stop us, we go, or you give us the car. Finally, we settled on he giving us the car. So I remember me driving an Ola Uber in from my campus to Marines that night, somewhere about 1:30 or 2 in the night. So yeah, we have had like really good moments, and then the placement season was really tough for all of us because we come fresh, unaware of what are the requirements, what are the expectations out there. But then the team sets you in a mode. You have to keep going and get the best what is there out for you. So yeah, I was glad we were all able to do that really well, and all in all, it was very good.
So those were some very unique experiences, I would say, Achal. Like especially the one
Yeah.
about the Ola cabs. So like I don't know what I would have done in such situations. So Achal, like you mentioned about the placements as well. So coming to your internship, so you interned at GEP during your summers and also joined the same firm after college. So like how has been your experience there? And would you like to share something about it?
Yeah, so like when I actually sat for the summer internship interviews, I this GP I think was my very first interview that I went into, and luckily it did happen for me. So I was very glad about it. It is one of the, I'll say, leading firms in the procurement space, and we have all heard about it. So yeah, it was. I was excited about it initially. I was slightly scared also because I was very unaware of that field, how procurement works, how sourcing works, how operations and logistics space works for GP, because GP was also coming up in new ventures which we had heard of very recently. But the company experience was like very amazing. COVID struck in March 21, 2020, I guess, yeah, 2020. And so all the internships were getting delayed or getting cancelled. So I was slightly, I would say, doubtful about the fact that my internship will start on time or whether it will happen or not. But the company people were like really cooperative, and they thought about us well. We had a slightly delayed internship and a slightly shorter version. So instead of 8 weeks, it was a 6 weeks internship. But the level of work, the expectations were somewhere similar to what it has been over the years. So yeah, the model of internship was really great. There was a team to help us out, get on the board, and then there was a proper channel of communication team where we had to work, deliver at our milestones regularly, mid review, final review, and then obviously company will take a call whether they have the vacancy or accommodation to accept you. So I was glad I had some amazing experience. I made some new friends. I did some really great quality work. In GP, it's not like that you will be working on shelf projects. There are live projects which are going on. It's a team of 25, 30 people, and you come in and you plug a piece. So if there's a sourcing activity going on, it's not like they'll give you on something, a research work or a secondary thing which is not of use to them right now. It's something which they needed by next week. So you get into the mode right from the start and you know how the company works. That actually gives you also a sense of judgment whether you want to be part of this company or not. So I was happy to be there, and I was happy they offered me a full time role over there. And yep, I accepted it there on. and it's been a good journey so far. The culture is great, and yeah, I love being here at GB.
So thank you, Achal. That was really interesting to hear. So, like, coming to some general questions. So, how do you think a student can make the best out of his or her MBA?
Yeah, again, it's a very person to person question. I'll say a very subjective question, but there are a few good things that I did at my time, and there are a few which I think people should do when they are going through an MBA. For example, when I was part of MBA, I was just not focused on academics. I was focused on a lot more that was going on. So, be it any initiative, be it any club activity, be it any conference meetings, I was always excited to go into them. It never occurred to me if there's a seminar or a workshop over the weekend. I uh, I never looked down upon it that okay, I don't want to be part of this. I want to be at my room, or it's probably not that productive. So I was excited about them. I used to go to other activities that IITB used to host. So I was also part of the e-summit that IIT Bombay hosts every year. There you get to meet a lot of other people who have like really good ideas. And you never know, a startup stall in front of you could be playing in millions or billions 2 or 3 years down the line. So yeah, take the best advantage of that ecosystem that is out there. The Sign Club is there. I could not use it that effectively, but people who are having great ideas should get in communication with that particular section of IITB. And yeah, I used to go to these seminars, used to learn a lot of things. So me being from the consulting industry, you won't believe, didn't know a bit of Excel when I started my MBA. So you should know where your gray areas are, what things you need to plug in before the time is on. So I learned Power BI, I learned Excel, I learned some other tools, I read some books. I could complete only a few of them, but yeah, I started a lot of them. And then that even if you get a setback, you don't have to stick to it. So I scored poorly in my first, I'll say, first semester, I would say. So, but if you look on the scores that I scored afterwards, they were nowhere near to what I did in the first term. So, if you do face a setback, you have to somehow think upon it, do what went wrong, and just go about it and click that at next time. What I'll suggest to other people, what more they can do is probably be very passionate and enthusiastic about the corporate competitions. Do try to do a good job over there. Even if you don't succeed, every competition that you put in efforts will actually give you some great learnings. I put that sort of effort in only few of them, and I still regret it till date. But yeah, there were people who did like really good work, and then yeah, they got good rewards for it as well. So that's one. Second, never shy away from learning. There's always an extra effort which needs to go in. You will have a day where you can go out, or you can play, you can be at a room, have a series, have a popcorn. But it takes effort to go out there, stretch yourselves out of your comfort zone, and do what is to be done. Because these are just 2 years. Then you will always say, Acha wo kar leta, I should have done that. Yeah, that was the thing I should have done. So that should not be there. And three, read a lot. Read a lot about all sorts of domains or whatever topic interests you at the moment. It shouldn't be like if anything comes up today, you have absolutely zero idea about it. So I work on multiple categories in GEP. I sometimes work on manufacturing. I sometimes work on crude oil. I sometimes work on US travels and other domains. So if you have read something or the other about it, you'll always be in a comfortable position to accept what new is coming. And if you absolutely don't know anything about anything out there in the world, then you'll have to start from scratch. It's not that you cannot do, you can do, but the effort will be more. If you are well read and well aware, then probably you'll have some idea. I'll give you a very interesting example. So there's one subject which I guess Professor SPDN teaches in the second year. It's a very tough subject. It's CF2, I guess. So yeah, that's that particular subject. I used to struggle with it a lot. I don't remember me getting good scores in that subject all throughout the semester. But there was one topic where we had to compare what payment model or buying model works best for us. So I was able to grab that sum very, very comfortably, and that's the one I solved in the exam as well, which helped me sail through that subject. And I remember I was doing something similar when I was buying forklifts for one of the clients in the US market. And that problem exactly fitted over there. So if someone had clicked that at that time, it was like a walk over the cake, if you remember that piece. So I remember that the numbers were really quick. The deadline was for, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks, and I was able to do that particular piece in just a day because I had that knowledge. Now imagine if you have that sort of knowledge or experience on a lot of other things. So how easy the work becomes. You are an excellent performer, you are always ahead of the deadlines. That way, reading a lot and understanding actually does make a difference.
Thank you so much for sharing these thoughts, Achal. I think the newer MBA graduates who will be joining our B schools and other B schools as well this year would be really glad to know all these things that they should keep in mind while doing their MBA. So I think, Achal, this would be it for the interview. Thank you so much for taking out your time and interacting with us once again. And I really hope that students will find a lot of value out of these sessions and hoping to interact with you more in the future.
Sure, sure. Thanks for this opportunity, man. And I wish all the very best to all the people who will be applying this year and coming years ahead. And SOM is a great place. Do choose it and do judge your options wisely, I would say.